My girlfriend pranked me by reporting my car stolen while I was at work. I replied, good one. Then I pranked her back by reporting the $30,000 in jewelry I'd bought her as stolen too. Her conversation with the police was not as funny as mine. I, 31 male, have been dating Rosalind, 28, for 3 years. We live together in my condo, and I thought I loved her. But she has this quirk. She's a prankster. Not the put a whoopee cushion on your chair kind, more the record you falling down the stairs and put it on TikTok kind. Her humor is cruel, and it's always at someone else's expense. Usually mine. I've tried talking to her about it. Roz, that's not funny, you could have hurt me. And she'd just roll her eyes. Oh my God, Liam, stop being so sensitive. It's a joke. You're fine. I'm a data analyst for a pretty buttoned-up finance company. My job is serious. My bosses are serious. The numbers are serious. I like it. It's stable. Yesterday that stability was compromised. I was deep in a quarterly projection spreadsheet, headphones on, totally focused. Around 2:30 p.m. I felt a tap on my shoulder. I turned, expecting my manager. It was 2 police officers. My heart stopped. The entire open plan office went silent. You could hear a pin drop. My boss Pat was standing at his office door looking pale. Officer 1, are you Liam Kingsley? Me. Yes I am. Is everything okay? Sir, we need you to come with us. We're responding to a report regarding the vehicle you're operating. My car? What? The vehicle, a gray sedan, was reported stolen this morning at 10:15 a.m. I think I blacked out for a second. Stolen? I drove it here. They were looking at me like I was a car thief, in front of my entire company. The officers. That's my car. I bought it. It's registered to me. I drove it to work. Officer's hand was near his belt. Sir, let's take a walk down to the parking garage. Please keep your hands where we can see them. I was walked across the entire 50-yard office floor, past the HR department, past the VP's glass-walled room, like a criminal. My face was burning. I was going to be sick. We get to the garage. I point to my car. Me, that's it, right there. Who reported it stolen, sir? I have no idea. Wait. A cold, horrible dread washed over me. Officer 1, a Miss Rosalind Vance filed the report, said she was your girlfriend and that the car was missing, and she suspected theft. Me, she has her own car. Why would she? Oh no. I pulled out my keys. I unlocked the car. I opened the glove box and pulled out my registration and insurance. Both in my name. My ID matches. The cops looked at each other. They were not happy. Officer 2, sir? It appears your girlfriend filed a false police report. Officer 1, which is a crime, a serious one. We had to dispatch a unit here, pull you out of your work. We could have approached you with weapons drawn. She does pranks, I think. I think this was a prank. The cops looked disgusted. They handed me back my documents. Officer 2. Well, you have a nice day, sir. Sorry for the disruption. You're going to need to have a serious talk with Ms. Vance. They left. I stood there for 5 minutes, just breathing. The humiliation was so total, so complete. I had to go back upstairs. Every single person was staring. Pat just looked at me, shook his head, and went back into his office. The rest of my day was shot. I got back to my desk. My phone had a text from Roz. LMAO, did the cops really show up at your work? Babe, it was just a prank. Your face must have been priceless. Tell me everything. Don't be mad. I bet Pat shot himself, so epic. I stared at the messages. This was the person I was planning to. I can't even think about it. She risked my job, my liberty. She could have gotten me hurt, or worse, just for a laugh, and she was bragging about it. My anger wasn't hot. It was Arctic. A switch flipped. Okay, you want to play with serious, life-altering pranks? Let's play. I typed back one thing. Me. Good one. Then I left work early. I went home. She was out, probably getting a celebratory manicure, or whatever she does. I went into our bedroom. I opened her jewelry armoire. I'm a good saver. I have a good job, and I was stupidly in love. I've spoiled her. Over the last 2 years I've bought her a lot. The centerpiece was a set I commissioned from an artisan jeweler. I had CAD designs made. I picked the stones, a matching necklace, bracelet, and earrings. Deep blue sapphires surrounded by small diamonds. I called it the Cascade set in my head. I have the receipts. I have the insurance riders on my policy attached to my condo insurance. I have the emails with the jeweler. Total value, $30,450. I took the original empty custom-made boxes for the set. I went to the police precinct, a different one from the cops who visited me. I filed a report. Me, doing my best word-distraught boyfriend. Officer, I need to report a theft. I think my girlfriend and I are breaking up. We had a fight. I came home from work, and she's gone. And she took things that aren't hers. What did she take, sir? Jewelry, a very specific, very expensive set I had custom made. It's insured in my name. I have all the purchase documents. It's worth over $30,000. And you're sure she stole them? They weren't gifts? I bought them. They're on my insurance. I considered them an investment. She had access to them, but I never formally gave them to her. And now she's gone, and so are they. It's theft. I'm worried she's going to try and sell them. The officer took my report. He was very professional. He took copies of my receipts, the insurance policy, and the photos of the set. Officer, okay, Mr. Kingsley, we have a name, Rosalind Vance. We have her phone number and a description of the stolen items. We'll have a detective reach out to her. If she's in possession of stolen goods, that's a felony. I thanked him. I went home. I called a 24/7 locksmith and had all the locks on my condo changed. Then I sat on my couch, poured a very large whiskey, and waited. Her conversation with the police was not going to be as funny as mine. Update 1, it's been 72 hours. Apocalypse is a good word for it. The prank has officially landed, and the fallout has been spectacular. The fun started about 24 hours after I filed my report. I was at home. I took a personal day, told my boss Pat I was dealing with the personal legal matter that showed up at his office. My phone, which I had not blocked Roz on yet, lit up. I didn't answer. It rang again and again and again. Then texts. Liam, what did you do? The police called me. A detective. They're saying I stole the Cascade set. Are you insane? This isn't funny. This is my jewelry. You gave it to me. Call me. You have to call them back and tell them it was a prank. Now. I just watched the texts roll in. A prank. Interesting how she uses that word. I replied. Was it a prank? Seemed pretty serious, like reporting my car stolen. That was a serious prank too. We're just a couple of pranksters, you and I. Her response was unhinged. A long, rambling voice-to-text message that was just swearing and crying. Then, about an hour later, the banging, loud, frantic pounding on my new locks. I checked the peephole. It was Roz. Her eyes were red, mascara streaming. She was not laughing. Rose, screaming through the door. Liam, you sick, twisted bastard. Open this door. I spoke calmly through the door. I can't. The locks are changed. You don't live here anymore, Roz. You locked me out? My stuff is in there. You can't do this. Your stuff is in the guest room. We can arrange a time for you to get it. With a police escort, if you'd like, since we're both so fond of involving them in our relationship. I'm not talking about my clothes. I'm talking about the detective. He wants me to come to the station. He said I'm in possession of stolen property. You have to call him. Tell him it's a joke. Tell him you were just mad. But I'm not mad, Roz, and it's not a joke. You wanted to play a game with real-world consequences? This is it. You filed a false report. I filed a property dispute. Let's see whose prank the police take more seriously. I'll sue you. I'll tell everyone you're a psycho. You're abusive. Good luck with that. You're trespassing, Roz. Please leave before I call the police, and this time it won't be a prank. She screamed some more. Called me names I didn't know she knew. Finally, she left. I thought I'd feel, I don't know, guilty? I felt nothing, just empty, and a little bit satisfied. But oh, it wasn't over. The entitlement, my friends, has layers. Last night around 8 p.m., more banging. I look at the people. It's Roz again, and she brought her dad. Alistair. Alistair is a type. He's a property developer who thinks he's a character from Succession. Always in a ridiculously expensive suit, always talking down to me, always treating me like the hired help who was temporarily sleeping with his daughter. I didn't even go to the door. I used the video intercom. Can I help you? Alistair's face filled the camera. He was livid. Liam, open this door. Now, we are going to have a talk, man to man. I don't think so. Alistair, we have nothing to talk about. Please leave my property. Alistair, don't be a damn fool, son. You're in over your head. You filed a false police report against my daughter. That's a crime. You're going to call that detective. You're going to retract your statement, and you're going to apologize to Rosalind. Or I will personally see to it that you are in a world of legal and professional trouble you can't even begin to imagine. Wow. That sounds like a threat and a pretty serious prank in its own right. This isn't a joke, you little idiot. I will have your job for this. I will call your CEO. You think your little analyst position is safe? You're harassing my daughter. Let me get this straight. Your daughter admits to filing a false police report first. A prank that got me hauled out of my office like a criminal and humiliated me. That's fine. But when I file a report about $30,000 of my property, that's harassment? Interesting. My report isn't false, Alistair. The items were purchased by me. They are insured by me. They are missing from my home. I suspect she took them. That's not a false report. That's a factual one. Now, please get off my property before I call the police for harassment. I'm sure the detective handling Roz's case would be very interested in this visit. His face went purple. He was sputtering. You'll regret this. You have no idea who you're messing with, boy. This isn't over. He and Roz stomped off. And he wasn't kidding. This morning I got an email from HR. Urgent meeting, 10 a.m. My heart sank. He actually did it. I walked into the meeting. It was Pat, my boss, and Maya from HR. Maya, Liam, thanks for coming in. We received a very aggressive call this morning from a man named Alistair Vance. He's your ex-girlfriend's father? Me. Yes, I was afraid of this. He's retaliating. Retaliating for what? Liam, he said, you're mentally unstable, that you're stalking his daughter, and that you're filing fraudulent police reports. That's a hell of an accusation. What is going on? I took a deep breath, and I laid it all out. Calmly, professionally. Me, Pat, you were there. You saw the officers walk me out. As I told you, my ex, Rosalind, reported my car stolen as a prank. She admitted it in a text message, which I have. It was humiliating, and it was a crime. I ended the relationship immediately. I continued. As a result, we are in a property dispute. I filed my own police report regarding over $30,000 in custom jewelry that I purchased and insured, which she has. Her father, Alistair, came to my home last night and threatened me. He explicitly said he would have my job and call my CEO if I didn't retract my report. This call to you? It's him making good on that threat. He's trying to get me fired as leverage. Pat and Maya just stared at me. His face got hard. So to be crystal clear, she had police officers come to her boyfriend's finance job midday as a joke? Yes. And her father called this office to threaten your employment to win a domestic dispute? That is exactly what's happening. He actually laughed a short, angry bark. Okay, well, that is the single stupidest intimidation tactic I've ever heard. Liam, this is a personal, legal matter. It has zero bearing on your performance, which is excellent. We're documenting Mr. Vance's call as an act of harassment against an employee. If he calls again, he'll be speaking to our legal counsel. Don't worry about it. Just, my God, get a new girlfriend. Maya. We're sorry you're dealing with this, Liam. Let us know if they show up here. We'll have security handle it. I walked out of that meeting feeling relieved, but also, the fight is so far from over. I got home this evening. There's a letter taped to my door. Not from Alistair. It's from a law firm. Roz is suing me, not for the jewelry, for defamation of character, emotional distress, and conversion, which is a fancy way of saying I stole her stuff by locking her out of my condo. This prank is getting very, very expensive. Final update. It's been a month. The war of the pranks is finally over. And let me tell you, it went out not with a bang, but with the quiet, soul-crushing sound of a lawyer's pen on a settlement. So, the lawsuit. I had to hire a lawyer, a good one, Tara. She cost me a $5,000 retainer just to start. This is the part of justice that sucks. It's not free. That $5,000 stung. That was my vacation fund. Tara read the suit from Roz's lawyer, Alistair's country club buddy, no doubt, and scoffed. It's a slap suit, strategic lawsuit against public participation. It's designed to scare you into submission with high legal fees, but it'll still cost you money to fight. But the real action wasn't the civil suit, it was the criminal one. The detective on my jewelry case, a guy named Alvarez, was a 20-year veteran who had seen everything. He was not amused. He saw my report. He saw Roz's original car prank report. He saw a domestic dispute gone nuclear and 2 idiots weaponizing his department. He called Tara. He called Roz's lawyer. He wanted a meeting. All of us. At the precinct. Tara advised me to go. This is where it ends, Liam, one way or another. So, last Tuesday, I was in a sterile interview room. Me, Tara, Roz, looking like she was at a funeral, wearing all black minus the sapphires, her lawyer, a smug clone of Alistair, and Detective Alvarez. Alvarez dropped 2 files on the table. I'm going to be blunt. I've been a cop for 20 years. This is the single dumbest set of reports I've ever had on my desk. On the one hand, he taps Roz's file, we have Ms. Vance. She admitted in text messages to filing a verifiably false police report as a prank. That is a misdemeanor. That is a crime. We can, and I am tempted to, send this to the DA for prosecution. Wasting police resources, false report. They love those. Roz went white. On the other hand, he taps my file. We have Mr. Kingsley, who one day later files a report for a $30,000 felony theft. This looks like a malicious retaliatory report, which is also a crime. A he said, she said over whether jewelry was a gift or not. Roz's lawyer, my client's items were unequivocal gifts. His report is fraudulent. He defamed her. The items were purchased by my client. They were insured on my client's policy. He is the legal titled owner until a civil court proves otherwise. And your client committed the first offense. A dangerous one that humiliated him at his place of business and could have led to his arrest. We are not playing in the same ballpark. His report was a consequence. Enough. I don't care who started it. Here's the reality. I can send both of these reports to the district attorney. You can both be charged. You will both spend tens of thousands of dollars on criminal defense. You will both likely end up with a record. Or you can act like adults, right now, and make this go away. Dead silence. Roz's lawyer leans in and whispers to her. She's shaking her head. My client and her father are willing to be magnanimous. She will agree to drop her civil suit for defamation. If Mr. Kingsley immediately retracts his theft report and pays Miss Vance $10,000 for her emotional distress and legal fees. I almost choked. The sheer unmitigated gall. Tara just smiled, a tiny cold smile. Tara, no, here's our offer. It is the only offer. My client will agree to drop the felony theft complaint. You will agree to drop the frivolous civil suit, and Ms. Vance will return the Cascade set. All of it. Earrings, necklace, bracelet today, right now, in this room. No, he can't. They're mine. Ignoring her, looking at Alvarez. Or, we all roll the dice with the DA. And detective? My client is very interested in pursuing charges for the false report that got him hauled in front of his CEO. He's got text messages. He's got witnesses at his office. He's got the 2 officers who responded. That's not a he said, she said. That's a slam dunk. This was the gambit. Alvarez looked at Roz. His face was granite. He's right, ma'am. His case against you is clean. You admitted it. His report is a messy civil dispute. Yours is a gift-wrapped criminal conviction for the DA, so you need to decide. Is this jewelry worth a criminal record? The silence was deafening. Roz was staring at her lawyer, who was staring at Tara, who was staring at Ross. Through gritted teeth to Rosalind, he's got you. The car report, that's the one. It's not a prank, it's a charge. Give him the jewelry, or you are likely going to be arrested. Today. But, Alistair, Dad said. Your father can't bully a police detective or a DA. Give him the jewelry. This was it, the moment. Rosalind just broke. It wasn't a pretty cry. It was a full-on ugly, gasping meltdown. Snot, hiccups, the whole thing. I hate you, you monster. She shrieked at me. Give him the jewelry, Miss Vance, Alvarez said, his voice flat. Shaking, she dug in her purse. She pulled out the bracelet and the earrings. She threw them on the table. Rose. There, are you happy? The necklace? Rose looks down. She's wearing it. I can't. The necklace, Miss Vance. Roz's hands were shaking so hard she couldn't work the clasp. Her own lawyer had to reach over, his face a mask of humiliation, and unclasp the $20,000 sapphire necklace from her throat. He dropped it on the table. I slowly, calmly scooped the complete set into the velvet bag I'd brought. Detective, as far as I'm concerned, my property has been returned. I will not be pursuing the theft charge. Looking at Roz's lawyer, and the false report, and the civil suit, looking like he just drank sour milk. We are dropping the civil suit, effective immediately, and my client offers her apologies for the misunderstanding with the car. Good. Now all of you, get out of my station, and if I see any of your names on a report again, for any reason, it's going straight to the DA. No meetings, we're done. We walked out. Roz was sobbing, screaming at her lawyer in the hallway. I didn't look back. So the aftermath. I'm out $5,000 for Tara's services. That stings. It's a huge, unfair loss that I'll never get back. But I had the $30,450 jewelry set. I took it to a consignment jeweler the next day. As you know, secondhand custom jewelry does not hold its value. The best offer I got for the entire set was $18,500. I took it. Here's the final tally. My prank cost me $5,000 in legal fees. I lost $11,950 on the resale of the jewelry. Total cost of this prank war to me, $16,950. And I lost a relationship I'd invested 3 years in, though that's clearly addition by subtraction. But Rosalind, she has nothing. No boyfriend, no $30 jewelry set, no condo, and she has a massive legal bill from her smug lawyer, which I guarantee Alistair is furious about. And she has the humiliation of having to literally strip her gifts off her body in a police station in front of everyone because she was cornered. She played a stupid criminal game to humiliate me. She got humiliated, and she's the only one who didn't get a refund. I used the $18,500 to pay Tara's bill and put the remaining $13,500 into my investment account. It's not a happy ending. I'm still at work, and people still remember the cops. I'm the guy the cops came for. It's a stigma. I feel like an idiot for dating her, for not seeing the cruelty. But when I think about her entitled vicious prank, and I picture her face in that sterile room crying as she unclasped my necklace, yeah, the prank was worth it.